So hi, this is Cindy and
Taylor
from Part-Time Permies, and we just wanted to show you a quick video on how we modified our winter coop to put some meat chicks in here. So this is now acting like a brooder for meat chicks before we get them out onto pasture. So Tay, would you like to open the door and show them what we did inside? We have a bunch of meat chicks in here. They're about a week old. Can you tell us what we put in here to keep the meat chicks happy?
So we put a container of water
On the ground right there. And
heat
we have heat
and food
and
a door.
And they have a door out to the run so they could get out here if they would like to. There's no heat out there, but they could get out there and can get back in here. How hot do you need it for chicks, do you know?
100 degrees.
100 degrees, you're right. When they're really young, 100 degrees, and then they could drop about 5 degrees per week. And they have a door they can get in and out easily. So chicks need 100 degrees to stay warm in general, but if they are being adventurous, they can come out briefly. Hi guys, so it's obviously a little bit later. It's actually about a week later since I had my nephew here helping out. But I wanted to give you a couple additions to what we were talking about for what you need for brooding meat chickens. So this is our first time actually brooding them from chicks. We got them from a friend who ordered chicks last year. They brooded them for us and got them to us by about 5 weeks when they were ready to be put on pasture. This year we decided to do everything ourselves, so you don't need a heck of a lot. You can build something that's, you know, a brooder if you want to. I did that for our silky chicks, and that's great for a small number of chicks. So you can see that video that I posted last week on the silky chick brooder. That should be good for, I think I said 10 chicks, but it depends on how long you're going to keep them in there. For these guys, our silkies, 6 seems about what we're handling, planning on keeping them in there for about 4 to 5 weeks, which actually means within the next week we're going to be putting them out on pasture. Of course, we're going to get a drop in temperatures this week. We're getting back down to 26 at night, so we might wait until right after that, but we'll get them back out here. But they're starting to get a little crowded in their tub. So update on the silky brooder. Works great for a small number. But for meat chickens, you usually want to do a bunch of them at once. We bought 30. We're down to 28. One wasn't looking healthy from the get-go. One a couple days later, or actually about a week later, wasn't looking very healthy. But they've been doing great since then. As my nephew said, you just really need heat. And not even heat in the entire area, a spot for them to get warm. You need food, you need water, and one thing he forgot to mention was shelter. You want to make sure they're in a safe area that predators cannot get into. So what we decided to do here was use our winter chicken coop and just put a heat source in the middle of it, as my nephew mentioned, and then just let them roam. In fact, I wanted to actually show you one thing that they've been doing since day one, since we put them in here. They've been going outside and inside and back and forth, not staying under the heat lamps all the time. So you don't need them at 100 degrees all the time that first week. Now the goal is to have them be able to all fit in an area that is 100 degrees that first week, and then you could actually back that off by about 5 degrees a week after that until you wean them off the heat lamps. So we are on, I believe it's week 2. They're like 1.5, 2 weeks now. They're starting to get some of their true feathers, and just like Cornish cross, they're starting to lose their down feathers faster than they get their new feathers in. So they're starting to look pretty ugly, but that's typical for Cornish cross. They start off as cute little yellow chicks, but I'll show you their run because they've been going in and out of here this whole time. Okay, so this is the inside, and believe it or not, they're going through almost a gallon of feed a week right now. This isn't sealed off either. I have windows cracked. They have gaps in the bottom, which they could go in and out of. They have a door that's wide open. They've been in here since day one like this. So they're actually doing really well. They have a pair of heat lamps that were much lower a week ago, and I've raised them up because, again, by 5 weeks we want to get them used to outdoor temperatures, and they're approaching 2 weeks right now, I want to say. So 3 more weeks left, and the last week we might have them in here, but with the heat lamps off before we switch them out to pasture. But beside this is the run. And you can see there's some hanging out down there. They're not used to being handled, so they are skittish. There's one sunbathing way over there in the corner. Okay, so that's our setup. Those of you guys who know me know I don't use heat lamps for my chickens in the winter. I have a couple that were left from the previous owner, so we do occasionally use them for chicks to keep them warm. I do prefer radiant heat, but with this many chicks it doesn't work as well. I could set up 2 heat lamps, or I should say I haven't tried it with this many chicks. So I did set up 2 heat lamps in here. I might try out radiant heat in the summer for summer chicks. We'll have to see. That time will be coming, and there'll be less temperature fluctuations because we're like 70 degrees today and we're going to be down into the 30s tonight. So I went with heat lamps this time around. We'll see if we play with some ideas later in the season for future meat chicks. But that is our meat chicks brooder / winter chicken coop. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys with our next show. Take care.